Remember the joy of walking into a Toys R Us store. The aisles seemed endless. Toys of every kind beckoned from the shelves. It was a wonderland for kids and a nostalgic haven for adults. Today, those vibrant aisles are gone, replaced by empty spaces and distant memories. How did this retail giant, once synonymous with childhood itself, crumble into bankruptcy? What lessons can we learn from the fall of this iconic brand? This is the story of Toys R Us, a cautionary tale of a company that once ruled the toy industry but ultimately succumbed to a perfect storm of external pressures and internal missteps. Join us as we explore the factors that led to the downfall of this retail giant and uncover the valuable lessons that businesses can glean from its demise. The rise and fall of Toys R Us is a stark reminder that even the most dominant companies are not invincible. The ever-changing retail landscape demands constant adaptation, innovation, and a keen understanding of evolving consumer behavior. The story of Toys R Us begins in the aftermath of World War II, a time of economic boom and baby boom. Charles Lazarus, a veteran returning home, recognized a gap in the market, a dedicated store catering to the burgeoning demand for children's toys. In 1948, Lazarus opened the first children's supermart in Washington, D.C., laying the foundation for what would become a global retail empire. Lazarus's vision was simple yet revolutionary. Create a supermarket-style shopping experience specifically for toys. He understood the power of selection, offering a vast assortment of toys that dwarfed the offerings of traditional department stores. This focus on variety, coupled with competitive pricing, resonated with consumers and the business flourished. By the 1970s, Lazarus had rebranded his growing chain as Toys R Us, embracing a playful image that appealed to children and parents alike. The iconic giraffe mascot, Geoffrey, made his debut, further solidifying the brand's image as a fun and welcoming destination for families. The stage was set for Toys R Us to become a household name and a dominant force in the toy industry. Toys R Us ascended to retail dominance by employing a multi-pronged strategy that capitalized on its strengths and exploited the weaknesses of its competitors. The company's vast selection, competitive pricing, and child-friendly atmosphere made it a destination for toy shoppers. Toys R Us became synonymous with toys, a one-stop shop for all things play. One of the company's key strategies was its focus on scale. Toys R Us built massive warehouse-style stores that allowed them to stock an unparalleled inventory of toys. These big-box stores became landmarks in communities across America, drawing customers from miles around. The sheer volume of toys on display was overwhelming in the best possible way, creating a sense of excitement and wonder for children and adults alike. In addition to its vast selection, Toys R Us also aggressively pursued a low-price strategy. The company leveraged its size and purchasing power to negotiate favorable deals with toy manufacturers, passing those savings on to consumers. This pricing strategy made it difficult for smaller toy retailers to compete, solidifying Toys R Us's position as the industry leader. The company's dominance seemed unassailable as it entered the 1990s at the peak of its powers. As the 21st century dawned, a new era of retail was emerging: e-commerce. Online shopping, once a niche market, was rapidly gaining mainstream acceptance. Consumers were drawn to the convenience of shopping from home, the wider selection offered online, and the often lower prices. This shift in consumer behavior caught many traditional retailers, including Toys R Us, off guard. While companies like Amazon were investing heavily in online infrastructure and logistics, Toys R Us was slow to adapt to the changing landscape. The company's website was rudimentary, its online shopping experience clunky, and its fulfillment capabilities inadequate. As online shopping gained traction, Toys R Us found itself losing market share to more nimble competitors. The company's failure to fully embrace e-commerce in its early stages proved to be a critical misstep. While Toys R Us did eventually launch a more robust online store, it was too little too late. The company was playing catch-up in a rapidly evolving market, and its online presence never quite captured the magic of its physical stores. Section 5. The Debt Trap. Private equity's heavy hand. While the rise of e-commerce presented a significant external challenge, Toys R Us was also grappling with internal issues that made it vulnerable. In 2005, the company was acquired by a consortium of private equity firms in a leveraged buyout. This deal saddled Toys R Us with a massive debt burden, just as the retail landscape was becoming increasingly competitive. Private equity firms are known for their focus on short-term profits and aggressive cost-cutting measures. In the case of Toys R Us, these measures included store closures, layoffs, and a reduction in inventory. While these moves were intended to improve profitability, they also undermined the company's core strengths, its vast selection, competitive pricing, and customer experience. The debt burden imposed by the private equity takeover left Toys R Us with little room for error. The company was forced to prioritize short-term financial gains over long-term investments, such as upgrading its online presence or improving its in-store experience. This lack of financial flexibility made it difficult for Toys R Us to respond effectively to the growing threat of e-commerce and the changing demands of consumers. Section 6. Missteps and missed opportunities, internal challenges. Toys R Us faced external pressures from e-commerce and internal debt. Strategic missteps also led to its downfall. The company failed to capitalize on its brand equity. Toys R Us was synonymous with childhood joy and nostalgia, yet it didn't leverage this to its full potential. They missed opportunities for exclusive products and private labels. Instead, they sold the same mass-market toys as competitors. They failed to adapt the in-store experience to modern expectations. Stores became dated and uninspiring. They didn't create engaging in-store experiences to compete with online shopping. Section 7. The unraveling of bankruptcy and store closures. By the late 2010s, the writing was on the wall for Toys R Us. Sales were declining, debt was mounting, and efforts to adapt had failed. In 2017, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy protection, hoping to restructure. However, the process was more challenging than anticipated. Unable to secure financing, Toys R Us announced it would close all US stores in 2018. The closures marked the end of an era met with sadness and nostalgia. The downfall serves as a cautionary tale for traditional retailers in the age of e-commerce. Section 8. Learning from the rubble, enduring lessons for businesses. The demise of Toys R Us offers several valuable lessons for businesses of all sizes and industries. First and foremost, the story highlights the importance of adapting to changing market conditions. The retail landscape is constantly evolving, and companies must be willing to adapt their business models, strategies, and operations to stay ahead of the curve. Another key lesson is the importance of managing debt prudently. While debt can be a useful tool for growth, it can also become a dangerous burden, especially in volatile or unpredictable markets. Companies must carefully consider the risks and rewards of debt financing and ensure they have the financial flexibility to weather economic downturns or unexpected challenges. Finally, the story of Toys R Us underscores the importance of innovation and differentiation. In today's crowded marketplace, it is not enough to simply offer the same products or services as everyone else. Companies must find ways to stand out from the competition, whether through product innovation, customer experience, or brand building. Those who fail to innovate and differentiate risk becoming irrelevant in the eyes of consumers. Section 9. A glimmer of hope. The potential for Toys R Us revival. While the Toys R Us brand may have disappeared from the physical retail landscape, the company's intellectual property and brand equity remain valuable assets. In recent years, there have been several attempts to revive the Toys R Us brand, both online and in physical retail. In 2019, True Kids Brands, the company that acquired the rights to the Toys R Us and Babies R Us brands, partnered with Target to relaunch the Toys R Us website and create a dedicated Toys R Us experience within Target stores. While this partnership has given the Toys R Us brand a new lease on life, it remains to be seen whether it can recapture the magic of the original stores. The future of the Toys R Us brand remains uncertain. However, the enduring nostalgia for the brand, coupled with the ongoing demand for toys, suggests that there may yet be a place for Toys R Us in the retail landscape. Whether the brand can successfully navigate the challenges of the modern retail environment and recapture the hearts and minds of consumers remains